Edgar Allan Poe's famous poem to Helen. Today I summarize and analyze this poem. So the narrator praises Helen for her beauty, which he compares to a ship bringing a weary, way-worn wanderer to his home. Her classic beauty has reminded him of ancient times, and he watches her stand like a statue while holding a stone lamp. The analysis of the poem is Into Helen, first published in 1831 and revised in later years. Poe displays an early interest in the theme of female beauty, to which his later works often return. He wrote his poems in honor of Jane's teeth Standard, the mother of his childhood friend Rob, although he later wrote a different, longer poem of the same name to Sarah Helen Whitman. Jean Standard had recently died, and through his writing, Poe sought to thank her for acting as a second mother to him. The Helen of the 1831 poem embodies a classic beauty and poise, and by using Jane Standard as the inspiration, Poe celebrated the later woman as one of his earliest loves. Although Poe never explained why he changes Jane Standard's name to uh, Helen in the poem. One possible interpretation is that he is intended to connect her to the famed Helen of Troy, who sparked the Trojan War of Homer's Iliad because of her beauty. The remainder of the poem shows a definite classic influence, that Poe's elevated diction and his direction reference to the glory that was Greece and the grandeur that was Rome. He also praises Helen's beauty by describing her ancient hair and classic face, details that are associated with ancient standard of the female ideal. If Poe intended for the name Helen to refer to Helen of Troy, then he has given his character high praise indeed. Along with the ambiguity of Helen's name, the identity of the narrator is also in question, as he does not have a name or much of physical presence. He refers to him as the alternative weary, way-worn wanderer who has returned home. So the line is very important. Weary, way-worn, and wanderer, drawn to Helen's alluring and comforting hearth. Poe may have intended the narrator to be a direct reflection of himself, who as a boy felt more welcome in Jane Standard's house than in other environments. At the same time, he may have sought to depict the narrator as an archetypical man who, like all other men, found a nurturing source in a woman's home. Otherwise, the narrator might be akin to a victorious Gregory, who, like Homer's Odysseus, has returned from some struggle overseas. The role of the female into Helen is multifaceted. In one sense, Helen guards the home hearth in the traditional domestic role of caregiver, while displaying a faithful attachment that recalls the idealized love of Annabel Lee in Poe's um, uh, eponymous 1849 poem. Simultaneously, Helen is the protagonist, guide, and inspiration who brings him back from the lonely seas, and her depiction as statue like with an agate lamp characterized her as steadfast and dependable. Finally, there are mention of Naiads or ancient Greeks, water nymphs, and uh, Psyche, the mythological woman who represents the soul and who marries Eros, the god of love. These twin allusions emphasize the concordance between Helen's outer and the inner beauty. As is typical with many of Poe's poems, the rhythm and rhyme scheme of To Helen is irregular but musical in sound. The poem consists of three stanzas of 5 lines in each, where the end rhyme of the first stanza is A B A B B. That of the second is A B A B A, and that the third is A B B A B. Poe uses soothing, positive words and rhythms to create a fitting tone and atmosphere for the poem. His concluding image is that of light with a brilliant window niche and the agate lamp, suggesting the glowing of the Holy Land for which Helen is the beacon. So that's all for all about the poem to Helen by Edgar Allan Poe.